Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Episode 10.
Elinor? Mamma? Mamma! Marianne is out of danger. She's out of all danger. Thank God.
Mrs. Dashwood, please, let me help you to the drawing room.
No, Colonel. I must see Marianne at once. Oh, my dear Elinor.
Is she asleep, Mamma?
Yes, and peacefully too. I have a source of joy to further lift your spirits. Colonel Brandon loves Marianne. He has told me so himself.
He has?
He opened his whole heart to me yesterday. He has loved her, Elinor, ever since the first moment of seeing her. His coming for me, as he did, with such active, ready friendship, is enough to prove him one of the worthiest of men.
If Marianne can be happy with him, I shall be as ready as yourself to think our connection the greatest blessing in the world. Did you allow him to hope?
He did not ask for hope or encouragement. But time, I told him, will do everything. Marianne's heart is not to be wasted forever on such a man as Willoughby. The Colonel may certainly not be so handsome as Willoughby, but at the same time there is something much more pleasing in his countenance. There was always a something, if you remember, in Willoughby's eyes at times which I did not like.
Yes, Mamma.
Marianne would yet never have been so happy with him as she will be with Colonel Brandon.
Are you quite sure you're well enough to be walking, Marianne?
Dr. Harris has said I should remove into another room. I am not so weak as to stop me enjoying company, Elinor.
Oh, my darling Marianne, I am the happiest woman in the world to see you so return to spirits.
Mamma, would you fetch Colonel Brandon?
Of course, my dear.
Please do not exert yourself, Marianne.
I shan't, Elinor.
Your mother said you wished to see me, Miss Marianne.
Colonel, I cannot thank you enough for the pains you have endured to bring my mother here to Cleveland. Elinor has told me all.
Anybody would have done the same in such circumstances.
No, Colonel, please. You must accept the full depth of my gratitude. It was a kindness I have no hope of ever repaying. With all my heart, Colonel, thank you. It was kind of Colonel Brandon to agree to escort us home to Barton.
It was.
Especially after he had already done so much. He is a good man, Elinor.
I have always thought so.
Oh. I have missed Barton's walks. It is good to be home.
Would you like to stop here for today?
No, I am well. There. Exactly there. There I fell, and there I first saw Willoughby.
Are you sure you are well, dearest?
I am thankful to find that I can look with so little pain on the spot. If I could be satisfied on one point, if I could be allowed to think that he was not always acting a part, not always deceiving me.
If you could be assured of that, you think you should be easy.
I do.
But how would you account for his behaviour?
Oh, how gladly I would suppose him only fickle. Very, very fickle. I am not wishing him too much good, when I wish his secret reflections may be no more unpleasant than my own. He will suffer enough in them.
Do you compare your conduct with his?
No. I compare it with what it ought to have been. I compare it with yours.
Our situations have borne little resemblance.
My illness gave me time to think. Whenever I looked towards the past, I saw some duty neglected or some failing indulged. Everybody seemed injured by me. The future must be my proof. I shall divide every moment from 6 to dinner between music and reading. I have formed my plan. Our own library is too well known to me, but there are books which I know I can borrow of Colonel Brandon. As for Willoughby, To say that I shall soon, or that I shall ever forget him, would be idle. Oh, Elinor, if I could but know his heart, everything would become easy.
Come, let us walk for home, and I will tell you and Mother everything that passed at Cleveland.
My affection for Marianne, my thorough conviction of her attachment to me, it was all insufficient to outweigh that dread of poverty. Oh God, what a hard-hearted rascal I was.
Oh, my dear Marianne, you've been used most ill by that undeserving man.
I never could have been happy with him, after knowing all, as sooner or later I must have known.
Happy with a man of libertine practices? No, my Marianne has not a heart to be made happy with such a man as Willoughby.
The whole of his behaviour from the beginning to the end of the affair has been grounded on selfishness. He regrets what he has done, Marianne, but because he finds it has not made him happy.
Excuse me, ma'am. Post's arrived.
Thank you, Betsy. For you, Elinor, that looks like John's hand.
Has he anything to say?
They still know nothing of Edward's whereabouts.
Or likely they have not endeavoured to find out. Did you both have a good morning in Exeter, Thomas?
Indeed we did, ma'am. I suppose you know, ma'am, that Mr. Ferrars is married?
Who told you that, Thomas?
We saw his lady ourselves, ma'am, this morning in Exeter. Miss Steele as was. I happened to look up as we went by the chaise, and I see directly it was the youngest Miss Steele. So I took off my hat, and she knew us and called to us and inquired after you, ma'am, and bid us we should give her compliments and Mr. Ferrars, and how sorry they was they had no time to come and see you. But they was in a great hurry. However, when they come back, they'd make sure to come and see you.
But did she tell you she was married?
Yes, ma'am. She smiled and said how she had changed her name since she was in these parts. She was always a very affable and free-spoken young lady, and very civil-behaved, so we made free to wish her joy.
Was Mr. Ferrars in the carriage with her?
Yes, miss. I just see him leaning back in it, but he didn't look up. He never was a gentleman much for talking.
Elinor? Oh, do go after her, Marianne.
Elinor!
It is done, Marianne.
But how can you be so calm?
Because there is nothing to be done. I will admit I had hoped, in spite of myself, that something would happen that would prevent some resolution of Edward's or his friends.
They are married before he has taken orders.
Lucy would have been in haste to secure him, I'm sure.
Poor Edward. To be but 4 miles from Barton, and seeing Thomas and Betsy, and to know they would deliver Lucy's message.
We should expect them to be settled at Delaford soon. Someone will write to us to announce the news, I am sure.
When do you write to Colonel Brandon next, Mamma?
I wrote to him, my love, last week, and rather expect to see than to hear from him again.
He will have news, Elinor.
Which is more than any of our London friends have cared to send in the past week.
There's someone coming up the path, Mamma.
That will be the Colonel now. Marianne, I wonder if he brought that music he promised to fetch from town.
That is not the Colonel. It's Edward.
Quickly, Margaret, tidy those books off the chair. Here, Elinor, I'll take your sewing.
Elinor?
I am well, Marianne.
Mr. Edward Ferrars, ma'am.
Edward, do come in. How delightful it is to see you.
Thank you.
Let me be the first of us to wish you joy.
Thank you.
I hope that you have left Mrs. Ferrars very well.
Yes, I have.
I trust that the roads were good?
Yes. They were very dry.
Yes, it has been very dry this season.
Is Mrs. Ferrars at Delaford?
At Delaford? No. No, my mother is in town.
I meant To inquire after Mrs. Edward Ferrars.
You mean Mrs. Robert Ferrars?
Mrs. Robert Ferrars?
Then perhaps you do not know. You may not have heard. My brother Robert, he's lately married to the youngest, to Miss Lucy Steele.
Your brother?
Yes. They were married last week and are now at Dawlish. Elinor.
Edward, go after her.
Miss Dashwood. Miss Dashwood. Elinor, Elinor, wait. It was a foolish, idle inclination on my side. The consequence of ignorance in the world and want of employment. I had nothing in the world to do but fancy myself in love with her.
Then you do not love her?
No.
And you are not married?
I quit Oxford less than 24 hours after she told me of her marriage to Robert, and with only one object before me, the nearest road to Barton. I could do nothing till I spoke to you.
Edward?
I've come to Barton on a simple errand, Elinor, now that I am free to do so. To ask if you will marry me.
Edward. Of course I will.
I can only attempt an explanation of their attachment by supposing that the vanity of the one had been worked on by the flattery of the other.
You had not the smallest suspicion?
No. Nothing could have prepared me for Lucy's letter.
Dear sir, being very sure I have long lost your affections, I have thought myself at liberty to bestow my own on another, and have no doubt of being as happy with him as I once used to think I might be with you. Your brother has gained my affections entirely, and as we could not live without each other, we are just returned from the altar. We are now on our way to Dawlish, a place your dear brother has great curiosity to see, but I thought I would first trouble you with these few lines. Always your sincere well-wisher, friend and sister, Lucy Ferrars. P.S. I have burnt all your letters and will return your picture the first opportunity. Please destroy my scrawls, but the ring with my hair you are very welcome to keep.
I will not ask your opinion of it as a composition.
I am sure Lucy meant to deceive us when she saw Thomas and Betsy at Exeter and told them she was now Mrs. Ferrars, so as to go off in a flourish of malice.
I have no scruple now in believing her capable of the utmost meanness. Still, my behaviour to you at Norland, no matter what my feelings on the matter, no matter Lucy's conduct, my behaviour toward you was wrong. I was simple enough to think that because my faith was plighted to another, there could be no danger in my spending time with you. I told myself it was only friendship, but I did not know how far I was got.
Perhaps we could not see it, but our relations were all led away with it.
And 3 of your relations are staring at us through that window.
We should tell them the good news.
Well, I do think nothing was ever carried on so slyly. Not a soul suspected anything of the matter, not even Anne, who, poor soul, came crying to me the day after, not knowing how to get to Plymouth, for Lucy, it seems, borrowed all her money before she went off to be married, on purpose to make a show with, and poor Anne had not 7 shillings in the world. And on the subject of money, has your mother agreed to settle anything on you, Mr. F., or are you to manage on the small income at Delaford?
Edward returned from a visit with Mrs. Ferrars just this morning, Mrs. Jennings.
Thank you for agreeing to see me, Mother.
Under protest, I can assure you. For many years of my life, Edward, I have had 2 sons, but your crime robbed me of one, and then Robert's self-annihilation has robbed me of the other. I am minded to accept your reconciliation. However, it would be remiss of me not to again entreat you to consider the Honourable Miss Morton.
I have asked Miss Dashwood to marry me, and she has accepted.
In Miss Morton you would have a woman of higher rank and larger fortune. Miss Morton is the daughter of a nobleman with £30,000, while Miss Dashwood is only the daughter of a private gentleman with no more than 3.
You are by no means incorrect, Mother, but I will not be guided by such mercenary terms. I will marry Miss Dashwood.
I shall not pretend to understand your decision, but given the circumstances that have beset our family of late, I shall judge it best to consent, however unwillingly.
And beyond our expectations, although my inheritance was signed over to Robert indefinitely, my mother has agreed to match Fanny's dowry to the sum of £10,000.
We could not have desired more.
Her generosity is more than I could have hoped for, given the circumstances.
I imagine she is the only one surprised at her not giving more. But I have intelligence on how the whole situation came to be. Mrs. Clark tells me Mr. Robert sought out Lucy to persuade her to give up the engagement, and thought only 1 or 2 meetings should do the trick. But there he erred, for she persuaded him that just another visit, another conversation, would prove enough, and then, of course, the less they talked of you, Edward, and the more they talked of Mr. Robert, for as you know it is a subject on which he has always more to say than any other, it became speedily evident that he had replaced you in her affections.
And I have no doubt that he is pleased with his conquest.
Oh, Lord, he is monstrous proud to have tricked you, Mr. F. And, of course, Mrs. Ferrars will forgive him entirely, and Lucy will no doubt be treated like some favourite child.
Colonel Brandon, ma'am.
Ah, Marianne, it's the Colonel for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dashwood. Forgive me, but it is Mr. Ferrars and Miss Dashwood I have come to see. I had hoped to bring you good news of the improvements to the Delaford parsonage today. But sadly I have only news of more delays, and no doubt to give you 1,000 more disappointments.
No, please, Colonel. We are grateful that you wish to make such improvements.
Must you wait for the parsonage to be complete before you marry? Can you not do something for them now, Brandon?
That is just what I plan to do, Mrs. Jennings. I beg you, do not postpone your marriage any longer. You may stay with me in the mansion house as soon as you are married, and from there you may superintend the progress of the parsonage and direct everything you like on the spot.
Are you quite sure, Colonel? You have done so much for us already.
I insist upon it.
Oh, thank you, Colonel. Thank you.
Colonel! Oh, how lovely. I didn't expect a visit from you today. I wanted to play you that new piece you gave me. I have been practicing.
Oh, Mrs. Dashwood, there is nothing more perfect than an autumn wedding.
They are to be the happiest couple in the world. They would have nothing to wish for.
But for the marriage of Brandon and Marianne, and better pasturage for their cows.
I am so happy to see you settled at Delaford Parsonage at last, Elinor.
The Colonel has kept every word of his promise. I could not have hoped that the parsonage would be restored half so well as he has insisted upon.
Elinor.
Yes, Marianne?
I must believe, Elinor, that I was born to an extraordinary fate.
How so?
I was born to discover the falsehoods of my own opinions. Colonel Brandon has asked me to marry him, Elinor. And I have said yes.
Oh, Marianne! And you are quite sure you love Colonel Brandon well enough to marry him?
I could never love by halves, Elinor. For certain, I had thought that love could only be felt in the form of an irresistible, consuming passion. But I am very pleased to find myself mistaken. The Colonel and I have been thrown so much together these past months since your wedding, at the cottage and at Delaford, and with knowing so intimately his goodness, I had doubted his attachment, Elinor. But once I saw it with conviction, my own affection burst on me. What was I to do?
Then you can truly love a man who occasionally seeks the constitutional safeguard of a flannel waistcoat.
I now find it only adds to his charm. Does he not seem a happier man of late, Elinor?
Indeed, Marianne. He is now as happy as he deserves to be. And you? You are happy too?
I am content. I shall have a new home, and be a patroness of a village. Who should have ever thought such a thing?
Did I not declare them a good match, Sir John?
It is a wonder to see Brandon so happy at last.
But, Sir John, what shall we do now? With Mrs. Ferrars at the parsonage and Mrs. Brandon at the mansion house? Who shall we tease and laugh with now that they are so well married?
All is not lost, Mrs. Jennings. Mrs. Dashwood remains at the cottage, and I do believe Miss Margaret has reached an age highly suitable for dancing.
Which will make her eligible for being supposed to have admirers. Come now, Sir John. Who would be a match for Miss Margaret Dashwood?
Sense and Sensibility was a Nothing But Roaring and White Cobra co-production. Georgina Pearson was Elinor, and Sarah Parker was Marianne. Beverley Webster was Mrs. Dashwood, Geoff Davies was Colonel Brandon, and Siôn Grace was Mr. Willoughby. Craig Featherbe was Thomas, Laura Green was Betsy, and Lottie Wilton-Isgar was Margaret Dashwood. James Lickman was Edward Ferrars, Rebecca Cockcroft was Lucy Steele, Sue Whyte was Mrs. Jennings, Meryl Couper was Mrs. Ferrars, and John Myhill was Sir John Middleton. Sense and Sensibility was adapted by Rebecca Cockcroft from the novel by Jane Austen. Edited and produced by Nothing But Roaring for White Cobra.